I realize I look like I am overcoming an illness of some sort, but really my hair is just so tragic that it cannot be seen by human eyes. Hello friends, welcome to my channel. This video is starting out like many of my videos have recently, with me outside of the craft store. There it is. I really am here so often that I feel like I could be a spokesperson. I could be like the Flow Progressive of Joann Fabrics. But here's the deal. Life has been very busy recently. I haven't had a whole lot of time to create, but I really want to put out like one more video to close out the year, do something like fun and festive. But it is already December and these videos usually take me like a month to make. So we gotta keep it snappy. I'm not exactly sure what I want to make. I'm thinking ornaments of some kind, but of what kind? I could not say. So we're just gonna go inside. We're gonna fight the crowds. We're gonna look around. We're gonna see what speaks to me and go with that. Okay, let's go. Okay, walking in, it was not as busy as I thought it would be, but I did go on a Monday night, so maybe that's why. They had a couple cute things, a lot of this bubble garland I keep seeing everywhere. They also had this same mushroom garland last year. Joann's trying to get one past me. I really like this ceramic Christmas tree. I know I had something that looked exactly like this growing up. I think it even lit up. But perhaps the main reason the store wasn't busy was because she was empty. Most of the Christmas aisles were just empty shelves, so that was a bit disappointing. I looked through a small selection of ornaments. Again, not really impressed with anything I'm finding. They did have this little festive gentleman. But at this point, I started wandering the aisles looking for inspiration, and I came across this section called Ideology, which is a bit on the nose for me. I'd never looked at this brand before, but I really like some of their products. They got creepy babies, some little amber bottles, lots of vintage-inspired looking scrapbook materials, random miniatures. Then I saw these glass dome displays, which reminded me of another project I did earlier this year, which gave me the idea to make miniature versions of my previous projects to use as Christmas ornaments. So thank you, Ideology. Now we're back at home, and these are the items I picked up to use as the base of my ornaments. I got these baby twig wreaths, partly to make as mini versions of my Animal Crossing wreath video, and partly to use in some Hobbit-related craft, circa my Hobbit planter video. Then I did get those glass domes to make mini mushroom terrariums inspired by the, yes, mushroom terrarium video. And lastly, I got these little metal frames, also from Ideology, to make a miniature version of my fairy mirror I made over the summer. If you're new here, you can go watch those videos and this will all make a lot more sense. There's also probably better instructions in those videos because, like I said in the car, I'm gonna try to keep this snappy because we are on a time crunch to finish these before next year. I'm going back to this product I've used before. It's the Sculpey Ultra Lightweight Oven Baked Clay. Basically, I just need to make all my decorations out of clay that I can then attach to the ornament bases. First up, I'm making some Hobbit doors, rolling out the clay into a thin sheet, just like cookie dough, and then I can cut out my circle shapes. I don't have a cookie cutter, so I'm using this old yogurt jar, which did not work great. I tried a few different techniques here, as you can see. None of them really worked out, so we had to do some repair work, some finessing, but it's okay. We're gonna camouflage the edges anyway. Next, I'm using a carving tool to draw on some wood grain texture onto these doors. Isn't that lovely? Great. And then I want to make an assortment of pumpkins and mushrooms to decorate around the doors. So that's what you'll see me making next. I also need a bunch of different mushrooms for both the Animal Crossing wreath and the fairy mirror. So I'm just making all these basically as small as I can. I still need something to hold on to. I need a surface to paint and to glue. Hopefully the sizing works out because we didn't measure a thing. We're just going for it. Now, while those cook and cool, I do still have a decent amount of clay left, and I'd rather use it up now so it doesn't dry out. So I've sectioned off some pieces to turn into standalone mushroom ornaments, and 1, 2, 3, oh, they're sculpted. Wow. If only it was that fast in real life. Then to actually turn these guys into ornaments, I picked up these gold eye pins from the jewelry section. I'm using one here to poke a hole in the top of each mush. Maybe these metal pieces would be safe in the oven, but maybe they wouldn't, and I don't want to take that chance. So we're going to bake the ornaments separately and then glue the eye pins in place once everything is cooled. And here is our haul. This is using an entire package of that Sculpey clay. I'm kind of overwhelmed by the amount of tiny pieces I have to paint here. Kind of regretting my choices now, but we're too far in, we gotta keep going. We're gonna paint the first batch of clay first. I'm starting with our Hobbit doors, doing a few coats of a nice forest green, and then I'm gonna use a brown to deepen those crevices of the wood grain and add a lighter green to some of the highlights, add some more texture in there. Then we gotta tackle all those tiny pieces, the pumpkins, all the mushrooms. You wouldn't think that this would take so long because the pieces are small, but my paint needs about 3 coats to be fully opaque. So really, I'm painting each one of these 3 times. And sometimes the paint dries to my work surface and I gotta rip it off and redo it. Anyways, wasn't that fun? I added a clear coat to seal the Hobbit doors and we're all done with that batch. It is kind of satisfying to see them all painted like this. But alas, we still have a whole nother batch to paint. So how about we just cut to a nice holiday montage of that? Yes, lovely. Okay, finally all done. And now we can actually put everything together and assemble our ornaments, which was my favorite part. I've cut up some little fake fern leaves to use. I've also got some different colors of fake moss. And if you watched my mushroom wreath video, remember how I was like, when am I ever going to use all this dried straw again? Well, right now, I'm glad I kept it. I feel like the collection of art supplies is really a hobby all on its own. I've got a closet full of random crap that I can't get rid of because I'm like, what if one day I get really into weaving fiber art? I'm gonna need that box of old driftwood pieces I've never used before. Regardless, I'm just gluing down all of our pieces, arranging everything how I want it to look, and here is the final result. I think they are so cute and festive. Tom Nook the Crook, he would be proud. I will have all these ornaments listed for sale in my Etsy shop. If you see something you or your weird aunt would like, check it out. Next, we're moving on to our Hobbit house wreath. I forgot to include the little symbol that Gandalf puts on Bilbo's door, so I added that on there. Speaking of hoarding art supplies, I have these. I'm not even sure what you would call them. I think they're meant for hammering into leather crafts or leather goods, which I have never done, but I'm glad I have them now because these little metal knobbies will make the perfect door handles. So I'm just going to attach those onto the doors and then assemble our wreath out of all of our foliage and accessories all around the twig form. And these are definitely my favorite ornament of the video. They are so precious, so whimsical. Not your average Lord of the Rings merch. I just love them. Next up, we have our mini terrariums. First, let's find out if the mushrooms I made actually fit inside the cloche with zero measuring or forethought on my end. Look at that, perfect fit. This only enables me to continue on in my ways. Now I just need to add a bit of moss and put our mushrooms on the cork stopper here. Then to actually turn this into a tree ornament, I'm attaching the cork onto one of these gold alligator clips. So instead of hanging from the branch, it can be clipped directly to the branch. Stunning. Next up, we're breaking out those little metal frames, which on their own, fine, but I prefer gold to silver, so I will be changing that. I've got this gold Rub and Buff product that dries down very quickly, is decently shiny, I do recommend it. And then I have this brown antique wax, also from my fairy mirror video, that I'm sponging onto the surface and then wiping off the excess. This leaves more of an aged, tarnished finish that I enjoy. And then we can assemble our pieces. I know I sound like a broken record here, but I also love how these turned out. I've never seen an ornament like this before. You could leave them like this, or you could actually use it as a picture frame for your baby, your dog, your baby dog. Okay, last set of ornaments here, home stretch, here we go. I just need to adhere those eye pins we saw earlier, trimming them down to fit snugly in those holes, and then just gluing them in place with a strong jewelry glue. And then I strung some green ribbon through each eyelet. This design is definitely the most simple of the bunch, but I still think it's very cute. My Christmas tree is themed with woodland critters and plants, so if nobody buys these, I get to keep them on my tree, which is not the worst thing in the world. Here's that other variety set too. So cute. They come in a set, so you get all of them.
You're so handsome and beautiful.
All right, well, thank you so much for watching this video. Okay, all right, stop it. I realize I did not get it up in time for Christmas, so my window for selling ornaments has diminished. But one year, I didn't take my Christmas tree down until April because it made me sad. Or you could just pack it away, and then next year when you open it, it'll be like a nice surprise. Anyhow, I hope you guys all have a nice, relaxing holiday.
It's a vicious creature.
Let me know if there's anything you want to see me make next here on the channel. Leave me a comment, let me know. And that's it. We'll see you next time. Bye!
He's a Christmas angel. Ow. He's bad.